More now on our top story. The ball is now in the union's court when it comes to a possible Canada Post strike. Canada Post tabled an offer to its unionized workers just hours ago. Right now, let's go to CP24's Jamie Goodfriend in the newsroom with the latest. Jamie.
Yeah, well, as many just heard in that last about 10 minutes ago with the interview with Mark Levinsky with CUPW, they were essentially saying that if Canada Post tables a new offer, that they would postpone any job action for 2 weeks. However, Canada Post did put out a statement saying that they've declined that request to take 2 weeks to consider the contents of the offers, and they want to move towards a resolution with urgency. With more on that response, I want to bring in Jon Hamilton with Canada Post. Thank you so much for joining us again, Jon. Can you explain a little bit more why Canada Post has decided to decline this offer of delaying this strike action for 2 weeks?
Absolutely. We have been negotiating for 2 years. We had a 32-day strike. We've just had a 5-month pause as we went through the Industrial Inquiry Commission, and the collective agreements are about to expire. So, CUPW has put out their strike notice, and what they want to do is up to them. But I think what everyone's looking for, our employees, customers, Canadians, is certainty. And the only certainty is going to come from negotiated agreements. We've put forward offers that raise wages, take a lot of things off the table that the union didn't like, and preserves a lot of what's really important to our employees, like their job security, their pension and benefits. So it's now time to work with urgency to get down to brass tacks and hammer out a deal. And we're at the table with a mediator ready to talk at any time.
If 2 weeks is unacceptable, what would be an acceptable amount of time to look over the contents of this deal and get something done?
The time is to start now negotiating. So if there's clarification needed, best place to do that is sitting back, looking at each other, talking at the table. If there's questions that they have, best place to do that is sitting looking at each other at the table. So that's how negotiations work. So after this lengthy delay, this service disruptions from the strike last year, and everyone looking for certainty, our volumes are way down. Our employees are scared. Our customers are frustrated. They're looking for us to get a deal and to treat this with the urgency that it deserves. Therefore, pushing pause is in nobody's best interest. Let's hammer out a deal, get this done, and give everyone the certainty they're looking for.
Part of the deal that Canada Post presented included a 13% wage increase over 4 years, as well as improved benefits and entitlements. But one of the things that the union has been looking for, that they say is one of the stumbling blocks, has been the fact that the union wants to have those full-time workers moved to those weekend shifts, whereas the Crown Corporation, they want to create stable and predictable part-time jobs for people who are looking for more flexible work. How is that particular element of the negotiations, do you think that's going to impact? Is that going to be the biggest stumbling block to get a deal done?
We would hope not. I think if you look at the Industrial Inquiry Commission report, if you look at our annual reports, we are in an existential crisis. Our financial situation is declining rapidly. We need to build our parcel business back up. That's the only area, we deliver things, and we need parcels because that's the only area for growth. But our old-fashioned ways of doing things means we can't compete anymore. So we need to have good, stable part-time jobs in the mix with our full-time employees, because right now our delivery personnel is 95% full-time. That's unheard of in the industry. So we're just looking to add, weekend delivery and affordable options to our customers by adding more part-time employees into the mix. And these aren't these are jobs that have minimum hours, 15, could be up to 40 hours a week, good benefits and pay. We're looking for people looking for some flexible work that will help us deliver some parcels on weekends and meet the needs of Canadians.
Canada Post, in its statement earlier today, said that it recorded more than $3 billion in losses before tax since 2018. If my memory serves me correct, I think you guys lost about $300+ million in the last quarter of 2024 and posted an operating loss of $845 million in 2023. How sustainable is the current situation if it remains as the status quo?
The status quo is a death sentence, and our financials will be coming up for 2024 very soon. They're even worse than what you just described. So, and there's the impact of the strike on that as well. But we need to do the types of things that are needed to fix the post office so that we can provide good paying jobs. And at the same time, in this economy, at this time when we're facing threats from the U.S., we need a strong Canada Post to deliver items east, west, and north. So, I know CUPW has put out their strike notice, and that's their right to do so. But I think everyone just wants us to get down to negotiating an agreement. We put forward what we think is the basis of that agreement. So let's spend our time and focus on that and do that for Canadians, for our employees, and everyone that just wants the certainty that deal creates. Because pausing things for 2 weeks isn't going to help any small business trying to take online orders. It just means that the things may be trapped at a different time in the system if there's a strike. So let's get on and let's negotiate. Let's work through the issues. Let's talk through any questions, but let's not waste time.
I just very quickly, about 30 seconds left, John. Furthermore to that uncertainty, after the last job action that lasted 32 days at the end of last year, that was the final straw for many Canadian businesses who feel that they now need to rely on another delivery company that might pay a little bit more of a premium, but at least they have the certainty that they know that there's not going to be any job action. I want to get your reaction to that, and what's your message to other Canadian businesses who are on the fence after watching what's unfolding right now, saying that this might be the final straw for them as well?
It's been devastating. Our volumes are way down, and we see it because that's every customer going somewhere else. Uncertainty in the delivery business is a repellent. It scares customers away, and for good reason. They don't want their items trapped in the system. So we understand it. That's why we want to get an agreement that has the long-term certainty so that our customers are confident coming back to us, and maybe not the way they were in the past, but we want to serve them. We are built to serve them, but we can't provide the certainty they're looking for, and that's wreaking havoc on their business. So that's why we're saying, no more pauses, no more delays. Let's get down and get a deal done and get it done.
Jon Hamilton with Canada Post. Appreciate your time. Thank you.